Hello and welcome to this episode of The Rubber Match. I am Seth Weber. With me always my hetero life mate Brian Freeland.
Ready to go.
All right. We've decided to do Boston versus Ottawa. Ottawa's not the worst team, but it looks like based on the quality of the players, they're more all-around awful, whereas Detroit actually has one player who's incredibly good, as I think we saw last week. And you're going with Boston this time.
I am.
Right.
I'm going to go back. Like I said, I'm going to fluctuate between Boston and Tampa Bay.
Okay. We turned penalties on.
I feel like I personally had a better track record with Boston.
I tend to agree with that. I think there have been some flukes, but overall, I think your play has been best with Boston. We turned penalties on except for offsides because neither of us know what offsides is for hockey. I barely know what it means for soccer, so let's go with that. All right. My daughter just got back from a birthday party. At Charles Entertainment Cheese. And it made me think of the only time I've been to a Charles Entertainment Cheese, which was your going away party when you went to AmeriCorps.
Yes. Yeah, and luckily, even if a member of your family gets a lifetime ban, it doesn't mean that everybody in the family gets a lifetime ban.
I just remember I was telling them, I was like, yeah, we won the Cookie Monster cookie jar, and it was a lot of tickets, but luckily we found a kids skee ball game that we could just reach over and put the ball straight in the 100. We just got a bunch of tickets doing that. I also said that stay away from the barbecue chicken pizza because it was good going in, but it was not good after that.
Yeah, their pizza in general is just poor quality.
Yeah.
But I remember having a lot of fun at Charles Entertainment Cheese. Yeah, and that was a good going away party.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. So I've been working on it for a while, but I've completed my mindfulness certificate today.
Oh, yeah?
So I have a certificate in mindfulness. Yep. So, God damn it.
May not be showing itself right now, but it's there.
Yeah, it's a practice. No one's perfect.
Yeah, yep. Always a student.
God damn it! Fucking hell! Jesus. Terrible. So I'm trying to use it. To be a mindful parent.
Yep.
A more mindful eater. And then I have started and failed twice now to start my own business, which is a coaching and consulting business.
Yeah. I know some people there was at least one person that I used to work with that is doing that, and I believe she is doing it sort of full time now.
God fuck! What is going on?
I don't know.
What's her number?
Yeah, she had started working
my wife is coming upstairs. My wife is coming upstairs yelling, "Hi." All right. So that didn't happen 25 years ago.
Yeah.
All right. Just All right.
Well, it might have, but it was your mom that did it.
Yeah. All right. Just got in trouble on the podcast. That's embarrassing. So yes, mindful parenting. I gotta talk to my daughter. Make sure she's okay. Oh, finally. Backhand.
The guy decided to pee on the fire hydrant.
It's work. What does that penalty mean?
What is that penalty for? We're still going though. They didn't.
We are still going.
Okay, penalty for you for hooking apparently.
So that means I have one less. So this doesn't really help me out.
No, that was my concern, was that like that there are definitely times that it could still favor me.
Right.
But we could find ourselves in some situations where it doesn't. But yeah, that was my concern. There's your guy in the box.
I should have locked my door.
That wouldn't have helped. You just would have heard it through the door.
No, but at least my wife couldn't have come in.
She would have yelled it through the door.
Right.
Oh man, that was nice.
That
my daughter starts her ice hockey class thing next weekend.
Nice.
She's very excited about it. We got like all the gear came in, and it's like it's crazy. It's all that. It's so much stuff.
Yeah, how expensive was it?
Well, like it's through the NHL, and they have like a Learn to Play program.
Right.
So like,
tell me about it.
Really, the only things we had to pay for were like the like supportive shorts, and then like the mouth guard, and the neck guard, and the skate guards, like the blade covers.
Oh, okay.
Everything else was free. But like we spent maybe like $75, $80, something like that.
I wonder do you know what the ages for the kids in the program are? And is this like a national program?
I think it is. I think the ages are like 6 to 9 or something like that. But I think if you go to like, I think it's NHL.com Learn to Play. I think it has like the information, or if you just Google like NHL Learn to Play, you can probably find more info. But I'm pretty sure it starts at 6. So I'll be interested to see like what the turnout is. And I have a feeling that like it might be something that they're starting, and it could be that they're like gathering gear to be able to like just get more people involved. So like this might be their first year doing it, and they're just gonna like, we're not gonna be able to keep all of the gear, and they're just like they're getting like all different sizes and everything so that they can like get more kids through the program. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It starts next Saturday morning, and then it's like every Saturday in October. So we will see.
You watch anything this week?
I watched almost I watched almost all of Welcome to Wrexham. So like I think I'd been through the first 2 episodes, but I watched like 3 through 7. So I've got 1 episode left, and then which is still really good. The next to last episode is weird. It feels like it feels a bit filler.
Okay.
But it's like everything up to that point is kind of really compelling, because what they do really well is like something that I like sort of fell in love with like when I started following Liverpool was especially like listening to like the specific fan podcast that I listen to, that's like people from Liverpool, and is how much of the culture of the city is ingrained around the club. And they really get that across to you, and like how like for some people that's like what they have, man. Like,
right.
there are some people that like they work day in day out. They hate their jobs, but they go to the match on Saturday and they cheer for their minute, and they like meet up with their friends before and after the game, and like their life revolves around going to the match. So, like getting that sort of across and how important it is that club exists for that community is something that like the podcast that I've been listening to is like some of those clubs should be like nationally protected from like any sort of wrongdoing, because like they need to exist for the welfare of the community.
Sure. I always found it interesting reading an obituary for people from the UK, and in almost every obituary they talk about how they were lifelong
who they
fans.
Supported. Oh man. Yeah, penalty for roughing. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like it's generational, right? Like it's like your grandfather supported them, and your father supported them, and you support them, and like they pass down season tickets through the family, and like it's crazy. But overall, so far, like it's still really, really good. But just that next to last episode is it's got a real strange feel to it, because it's like let's introduce you to Wales as a country, and like they do this sort of like not necessarily a variety show, but it's like they do like a cooking segment, and then but it's all sort of tongue in cheek with like, you know, Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney charm mixed into it. Yeah, I don't know. It's still okay, but it feels weird to have it as the next to last episode. It ends up feeling a bit filler, but it's still really good so far, and I'm interested to see if they keep going, because that type of thing could also be a distraction for the club. So I'm curious if they like try to continue to do it. Other than that, we have movie nights on Fridays, and there are actually a handful of movies that we've watched over the past couple of weeks that I haven't talked about. We watched Lightyear. I don't know if you've seen that.
Have not.
It's
my wife went to see it with our daughter.
Okay. It's that was a good interception. It's a good movie, but it feels you trickled that in there.
I know. I had 3 people down there too.
I find it hard to believe. Like, I get the idea of the movie is that it's the movie that Andy goes to watch. That's his favorite movie, and it's where the toy comes from. Like, the Buzz Lightyear toy is the toy from that movie.
Okay.
Oh shit! I'm back. And they do a bit of fan service up front, where they'll say they have some lines that are like directly pulled from like things that Buzz says in Toy Story, especially like when he's like, you know, he still thinks he's a space ranger. And that's cute and all, but then like the story itself, I'm like, I just don't think that toy would be from this movie. Like, I just don't see it like that being the toy they put out from that movie. Like, unless it was like the ultimate cash grab.
Right.
But the movie's not bad. I feel like lately, and I'm trying to remember, like Luca and Turning Red, like the past handful of Pixar movies have felt lacking. And I don't know what it is and what makes them feel different from, I feel like the last one that felt like a Pixar movie to me was Soul.
Yeah.
The ones since then haven't really felt, there's been something missing, and I'm not sure what it is.
I know. Yeah, so I haven't watched all of Luca, but I have watched all of Turning Red. So I will say, for a while, it was a favorite in our house, just because like the demographic is for my daughter. But yeah, it was fine. But as an adult, I really liked Soul. Like I remember watching that and be like, oh, that's a good movie.
Which one?
Soul.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh damn it.
I know. So I watched Morbius.
Yeah,
I told myself
I meant to. I meant to try to get to that. We'd had that conversation about like why I watched Moonfall. You were like, I just don't have the time these days anymore to watch things that are bad. And then you're like, so I watched Morbius. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's Morbid
I mean,
time.
I thought that was going to come. So what was happening is I was tired. I didn't feel like starting something good or compelling.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was going in. So I was like, something I can like fall asleep or I just don't care about. Damn.
That's close. After that start, that was pretty close.
Yeah, it was close.
So should we keep the should we keep the penalties and run it again, or do you want to?
I don't know if it did anything.
I mean, I think you scored one or two of
those. Did I score on one power play?
Yeah.
All right, let's try it.
All right. So we'll just run that again.
Yeah.
We can experiment with pulling keepers next week if we need to.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So Morbius.
Yeah, there's not much there in terms of the story. I mean, It's like they're scraping the bottom. I don't think Sony does a good job with any of their like sole properties, like with the Venom properties, with any of it.
People do seem to love that. People do seem to love those the Venom movies though. Like I haven't seen them, but
yeah, they do. I saw the first one, and I started watching the second one last night because I'm going to, even though I know they're bad. I don't know. I know I'm going to go see a bad Marvel movie, even if it's made by Sony. I take that back. I did not see the very last X-Men movie. I think I would have been like the Dark Phoenix.
Oh, right, yeah.
And I don't think I'm going to.
Penalty on. Is that on my keeper?
I went into.
Oh, that wasn't my keeper.
Oh, was it? Oh. Use it. How long? Oh.
Interference. No, wait. My keeper definitely went off the ice. I don't know what happened there.
I think it was on me.
Oh, that was on you. Yeah.
That wasn't me. Maybe because I went into the box?
Yeah, I don't know. That's strange. Ooh.
So yeah, there was pacing was off. There's gaps in the story. It doesn't really make sense. The visual effects don't make sense. There's this kind of like whenever he's flying through the air or moving quickly, it's like everything is kind of blurs. And if he's like wearing an orange prison jumpsuit, it's like an orange blur. There's no reason for his clothes to blur too. It's just I don't know what they were trying to do. And I felt like I had a string of good movies, and there just wasn't anything there. So
yeah.
But I also watched. I was like, all right, I'm gonna do something a little bit better. And it took me 3 nights to watch it, and this is the reason. Because I can't get through a single movie in any given night anymore. But I watched Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Okay.
And it was fine.
Yeah.
It kind of captured the kind of the spirit of and the fun of the first movie, and I could tell what it was trying to do, and it was fine. Also, kind of a simple story. If you hold it under, I don't know why you're laughing. I'm going to ask you in a minute. If you hold it under a microscope, it doesn't make too much sense. There's there's a Sumerian cult in like the middle of the United States, like in Oklahoma.
Sure.
So it's like the cult of Gozer. And Bill Murray looks like he is showing up to collect a paycheck.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, I didn't even try that one. So
I was laughing because you had 2 penalties in a row, so you were down to 3 people.
Oh, really? What was that?
Yeah. So like the plan had backfired on us entirely. We also 2 weeks ago we watched Luck, which is like an Apple original. Oh Jesus! It was an Apple original animated movie from like one of the past Pixar people went over and did that.
Okay.
It was weird because it was like the subject matter is a little on the heavy side. So like it has to do with like a girl who is in a they don't call them orphanage anymore, but she doesn't have parents, and she's been in the system her entire life. So she's like she keeps like getting promised to like go for visits for her forever home, and people keep canceling. Anyway, the movie like sort of picks up when she's 18. So she's gone through the system her entire life, and they're just like, well, best of luck to you. So she moves out on her own, and because of that, she has like the worst luck. And she has this other kid in the same like house that she was at that is sort of going through the same things that she did. And she's like, "Don't worry, you'll find somebody. Like someone will come, and you'll find your forever home." But like she starts to go through the same things with like people canceling their visits or whatever, and so she ends up stumbling upon this cat that has this like lucky coin that makes her completely lucky. She ends up going to the land of luck, and there are leprechauns there, and there's a land of bad luck, and all the luck in the world is determined from this area. It's not particularly good. The animation's also not super great. It feels a little weird. But yeah, it was definitely watched. Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. We also watched this week. We watched Enchanted. I don't know if you've ever seen Enchanted.
Enchanted.
It's got Amy Adams show. No, it's a Disney movie. It's got Amy Adams in it, and it has the dude from Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, McDreamy.
McDreamy, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty convinced at this point that he's a pretty awful actor. And that's why we haven't seen him in stuff beyond that. Like, I think what he does in Grey's Anatomy, he's sufficient for, but beyond that, he's not very good. And this movie...
Why has Grey's Anatomy been on for 30 years?
I have no idea.
Whatever.
Because Shonda Rhimes is a legend. That's why she knows what people want, and she gives it to them, and she's really good at it. I don't know if I've watched any of her other shows. All right, so go ahead. Enchanted? But yeah, so Enchanted is about, like, it starts off animated, where, like, Amy Adams is this animated princess that's a very similar sort of Snow White, Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty type story. Sure. And the evil queen who she thinks is going to, like, marry her son and take her throne ends up banishing her through this fountain to the real world. And so it's like a Disney princess in the real world. And when she sings, animals come to help her, but it's not regular animals. It's pigeons and rats and cockroaches. Okay. So you can kind of see the movie. Like you can kind of extrapolate where it goes from there. Sure. Am I getting all of these penalties? You surely seem to. So I feel like this has backfired on us tremendously. but like her prince comes through too. Is James Marsden.
Okay.
And he is like hamming it up big time. Just eating all of the drapery. And it's like people really talk about it like it's really good, and they're making a sequel like straight for Disney Plus. 15 years later or whatever, but it's not good. It's not a good movie. It does not hold up, and it's not good. No, not good. That's what we learned. It was my wife's pick, and I think she had heard a lot about it, and then afterwards we were like, nope, not good.
I was getting a rash on my watch band from my just like not taking it off and cleaning it.
Yeah.
And I'm still going over how my wife just yelled at me, but she doesn't know that I use her toothbrush to clean my watch band. So
you want me to keep that in, or
yeah. Oh, yeah. You can keep that in. She's never listening to this show, ever.
Okay.
So.
That's good enough.
Yeah.
You just tell her to subscribe, but she doesn't need to watch any of them. Just for the algorithm purposes.
Right. Yeah, no, it's fine. She's never listened to anything I've done, and that's fine. Okay. I didn't yell, but no, that's my one comforting. Like whenever I need to clean out my beard trimmer or wash my watch band, I just use her toothbrush.
Okay.
Been this way for years now, so.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. 2-1. Is it petty? Yeah, but I'm mindful of it being petty.
Well, that's good. You probably weren't until recently.
No. It's I'm evolved now.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Not past it, but just knowing of it.
Right. Lotus blossoms aren't lotus petals aren't blossoming in my footsteps, but
it's a journey. It's a journey.
Right.
Yep.
Exactly. It's not a destination. All right, let's go. Okay. Oh, can't do anything with that.
Jesus Christ, I got slow.
In the last episode of She-Hulk, there's a little. She's getting a new costume. She's going to a very fancy costume designer.
Yeah.
And the post-credit sequence is he's yelling at one of his assistants to put boxes away for all of their clients, and you can see just the top of the Daredevil's gold sort of helmet mantelpiece.
Oh yeah, I saw. I think I saw something like
cool.
that. Yeah, for Born Again.
Yes.
That's gonna be really good. Like if they have everybody back for that storyline is one of my favorites, and I have the giant omnibus version of it. It's so good.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Really good.
If and him and D'Onofrio in that, getting to play with that storyline is going to be so good.
Yeah, they did it so well. The first season of Jessica Jones is probably the strongest of any of those shows.
Yeah.
And God, Ironfist is just poo-poo.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It's so bad. It's I can do better kung fu than that guy.
Luke Cage was good. I like Luke Cage.
I liked the first season. I didn't really care for the second.
Yeah.
Or maybe maybe if we had seen what was going to happen in the third season, it had potential. But yeah.
That was good.
But yeah. I think I have a tendency to skate too fast down the sides instead of cutting across.
Yeah. man. I also watched, I don't remember the name of his special, but I watched Theo Von's most recent comedy special.
I don't know if I know who that is.
I think you would probably like him. He has a podcast called This Past Weekend. He's from Louisiana. He was either on Real World or Roll Rules back in the day.
Okay.
But he has one of the most unique voices in comedy. He is unapologetically sort of, I don't even know how I would explain it. He's got a very strong mullet. He is Louisiana sort of hick. But he's like one of his jokes. He was like, people talk about white privilege, but I've never seen that. Like my friends would be like, man, why did you? Oh, I got a penalty shot. What? What the fuck? I was not ready for that. He was like, why did you do this to us? He's like, you think I would take all that stuff from y'all and then live right next to you? It's like, come on, man. Are we going to argue about this or are we going to split this plum? It's some of the shit that comes out of his mouth is so crazy and I'd highly recommend. Like some of his podcasts he'll do guests, and some of his guests are really a bit random. Like he'll obviously do comedy guests, but he'll also do like the founder of Raising Cane's, like the chicken restaurant.
Oh, like, weird. All right.
Just out of nowhere, but like he'll ask a lot of weird questions, and some episodes it'll just be him for an hour, just talking about like whatever's going on. I recommend it. The special was good. It definitely has some really good moments to it, but I kind of like in the moment Theo, like just him either just waxing, trying to fill an hour, just talking, or he's got some stories, man. He's got some crazy ass stories.
All right,
but
Theo John?
Theo Von, V-O-N.
Theo Von, okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, I'll check him out. Are mullets making a comeback?
Or which? Yeah.
Mullets.
Yeah.
In the last 2 weeks, I've seen 2 servers at 2 different restaurants sporting like wicked mullets.
I feel like with kids it is, and I think I don't really know why. I don't know what it's coming from. But I don't know. I know there was recently he did an episode with Bobby Lee, and they had like the National Youth Mullet Competition or whatever that they like just rated some pictures on it. Like I think it's a video podcast too, so it's on YouTube. But they also have an audio version of it. I don't know why they would do that. We certainly don't. But yeah, they do feel like they're on their way back, and I don't know why or how.
Okay. Oh, good for them. I'll be on the lookout.
They'll flame out again, and it'll it's just a big circle.
All right, so clearly penalties
didn't work. No, penalties did not work.
In my favor.
So I guess, next week we'll try. We'll go back to no penalties, and then I will pull the keeper from the start, and we'll see what effect that has.
Will that pull the keeper, both keepers?
No.
Okay.
You can pull them per time.
Right. Okay. Perfect.
And
we'll
see what happens. Right? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So I'll have more people to pass to. I'll have more people in front of the goal, but
right.
Or maybe they put a defender on instead of the keeper. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it works.
Yeah. Okay.
All
right. We'll try it out next week.
That is all for this week. We'll see you all next week for another rubber match. Bye.